Om Shri Ganeshaya Namo Namah. Greetings to everyone world over, all our brothers and sisters across the globe, wherever you are. We extend you a very hearty welcome and a very warm welcome for yet another powerful evening, which is dedicated to education, educators, youth, counselors, teachers, and for that matter, when we are talking about service industry, because our chamber is dedicated to service industry, we are focusing nowadays on three areas, golden triangle, inseparable from each other. That's tourism, hospitality, and aviation. We discussed day before yesterday tourism, the curtain raiser. Yesterday we took on the hospitality industry, and if you remember, we all traveled together yesterday to Sandy's Tower. That's a beautiful hotel in Bhubaneswar. And from there, we gave you the complete profile where the next convention of the feast is going to take place. Forum of Educators and Skill Providers of Tourism is going to be the international conference. We propose to have it on 5th and 6th of October. And our efforts are that all the stakeholders from the education, skills, and corporate world, they get together on a common platform and we enjoy the feast. Of course, the food part is there. But another feast is that is Forum of Educators and Skill Providers for Tourism. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we had day before yesterday tourism. Yesterday we had hospitality. Today we are coming to aviation. That's airline industry. How it is, where it is, what's the kind of a career? Because I still recall way back in 2000, we used to organize a cabin crew program to become air hostess and flight steward, ground staff, anything you think of, and 5,000 rupees. That was the kind of a program which we offered. And there was such a huge queue. I still recall Hotel Mount View, Sector 10, Chandigarh. Outside, it was something like, oh my God, all the roads leading to airline industry. And my friend Captain Gopinathan, he had also come. The air Deccan was just the no frill airlines. And of course, we had Jet Airways, we had Air India, we had Indian Airlines, we had a couple of other airlines, those were there at that point of time. Vistara had also started, Air, the Alliance Air was also there. And then we had Vistara, and then we had Go Air, and yes, that time Kingfisher was also there. They were also recruiting lots of people. It was something very interesting. Air Asia was also there. Yes, I recall. And then, of course, there were some private people being hired. There are a couple of corporate houses, those have got their own aircraft, and they were also hiring at that point of time. So, ladies and gentlemen, right from pilot, co-pilot, ground staff, airport management staff, dispatching the aircraft, receiving the aircraft, cabin crew, ground staff, anything you can think of. We're going to share everything with you today. So let's start and let's take on the journey together where we move on together and we plan it. What exactly is available? Let me share a couple of slides with you so that we get to the world of aviation. So here it is. That is your aviation, education, skills, technology, tourism, hospitality, all under one umbrella, all of us together, moving in that particular direction. And nowadays, Vidhi Jaiswal ma'am is taking lots of initiative. She's the first to join and she's the first to be on board. So she should get the business class complimentary ticket from aviation industry of ICSI. Wow. So aviation industry, education, technology, and future trends, what all is going on, we are going to discuss with each one of you, and we extend to all of you, and it's indeed a great pleasure. That's on Wednesday, 14th of June, 2023, and it's a wonderful evening. So green morning to the people, those are enjoying early morning in Canada and particularly United States, Latin America. People, those have enjoyed their lunch and they are wonderful as far as your Europe is concerned. And then, of course, in Bharat and surrounding areas and nearby places, we have got people, and it's a green, green, green evening for all of us. Let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get on to the aircraft. ICSI extends you a very warm welcome. International Chamber for Service Industry, which is a link between India, corporate, and of course, the non-resident Indians. So I was talking about tourism industry. We all discussed just day before yesterday, and the G20 last summit also, if you remember, it had taken place in Jammu and Kashmir. Look at these shikaras and look at this beautiful scenario, how Jammu and Kashmir, particularly Srinagar, Dal Lake, looks like. Now, tourism, it cuts across all segments. Whatsoever you can think of, tourism is a part of everything, either directly or indirectly. You can read in your own time. I'm not getting into details because your art, your craft, your handicraft, your handloom, your heritage, your culture, your cuisine, your dances, your music, your costume, your language, your flora and fauna, your wildlife, your natural resources, your man made resources, our forest, ecotourism, nature tourism, all that. Yesterday, we talked about the hospitality industry and we had taken you to Sandy Towers Hotel. We discussed everything, and over there, we saw the front office, we saw the food and beverages, we saw housekeeping, we saw sales, marketing, public relation, banquets, and everything whatsoever best can be done in the hospitality. We utilize their beautiful lawns also, and we would be hosting the world educators get together on 5th and 6th of October as well, right over there. And we will go to Puri, we'll go to Konark, we will see that entire sound and light show and everything what exists. Now, this is all tourism, hospitality, airlines, education, skills, IT, technology, what I am talking about. This all is the part of service industry. And when we talk about service industry, you can have details, airline, travel and tourism, hospitality, health and wellness, spa, medical tourism, media entertainment, radio, television, theater, music, films, retail industry, all the shopping malls and departmental stores, leisure activities. You just want to have a leisure. You want to relax. You want to enjoy financial services, your bank, your insurance, your forex, and at the same time, financial advisors, mutual funds, everything. Then you've got public relation, advertising, and MICE. That's your meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibition services. IT and ITS related services, IT enabled services. Now, the maximum services exports revenue which is being generated by India today, that is being given by IT and ITES related services. Of course, you talk about BPO, KPO, LPO, and many other telecommunication and communication services. Then you've got infrastructure services, housing services, real estate services, construction services, transportation services. And then you have got office administration services, HR consultancy services, education, academics, your counseling, your research, your distribution, your professional services, your agro-related services, your manufacturing-related services, and also there's a horde of another services. Now there are different modes of travel. People travel by air, land, water. They travel by, space travel is also now coming in a very big way. So whatever mode you travel, today we are focusing on air travel. Aviation industry trends 2023, when you talk about, let's take on what are the emerging technologies in aviation, how the electric, the aircrafts, they've got a zero emission and they offer efficient flight capabilities and they can reduce the noise pollution as well in the urban areas. Then there are flying cars. It's a vertical takeoff and vertical landing. This is also the technology which is being developed for the cars to take off and land in the congested areas, and it will make travel faster and more hassle-free. Unmanned aircraft systems, you talk about drones. Now, these are being used for medical services, transportation, food delivery, And at the same time, you're using it for surveillance also. And when you're delivering the medicines, food, and other things, that's a cargo and transportation services. Now, future of aerospace trends to watch out for when you take this into consideration. It's very important to understand over here. Now, the supersonic travel, when you're talking about autonomous aircraft and space tourism, is going to be reality soon, and lots of people will take a trip to space. Green aviation, green fuel, sustainable and eco-friendly air travel, that is also there, ladies and gentlemen, because the solar planes and the biofuels and then the carbon offsets, innovation in the aircraft designing and manufacturing, like composite material, 3D printing, virtual reality, and what is going to be the role of the artificial intelligence as far as aviation is concerned, whether it is a ground operation or it's a flight operation or it's a passenger experience, all that when we take into consideration, it's very important. Now, over here, I wish to share with all of you, ladies and gentlemen, that there are different ways of conversational artificial intelligence to reform the aviation industry in this year, 2023, when we are sitting in month of June. Now, when you talk about personalized chatbots, you must have seen at the airports when you're entering, when you are having a departure side, everywhere, they assist the customers and they give the customer like meal upgrades and baggage upgrades and payments and drop off recommendations. All with this, the airlines saw a huge uplift in the revenues throughout the pre boarding services. Now, when I talk about conversational artificial intelligence, ladies and gentlemen, it has the potential to boost airline sales by automating customer services processes. Airline can use artificial intelligence to identify what are the consumer desires, wants, preferences based on their past travel patterns, and that can also respond to frequent customer inquiries about the flight schedule, ticket cost, baggage allowance, and a couple of other things which we have. So if you summarize this slide, you can just say three different conversational artificial intelligence. Number one, automating the customer services processes and boosting sales. Number two, speeding up the check-in process. Number three, enhancing the in-flight experience for everybody. That's what we have to see. Can you have a look at it? What kind of a future aircraft interiors? Can you imagine how does it look like? How does it give you a feeling? How basically you're relaxing, you're having your business discussion, your mini kind of conference, and you're relaxing. You've got all the facilities to yourself. It's a wonderful facility. The future of Indian aviation industry, when we talk about over here also, you have to take into consideration at the time of independence, how many basically airports we had and how many we have got today, how they are increasing. And if you remember, November last year, you had a Doni Polo airport, which was there right over where? Arunachal Pradesh. Similar way, a lot of other things are coming up. Now the Ministry of Civil Aviation is also launching Udan 5.1. And when you look at it, you got to see lots of things. The Ministry of, the Civil Aviation, they have launched Udan 5.1 after 4 successful rounds of the regional connectivity schemes. Now, Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagrik, that is the Udan, and with the version 5.0 of the 5th round underway to further enhance the connectivity to the remote areas of the country and to achieve the last mile connectivity through helicopters and other means. The current version of the scheme Udan 5.1, it's basically all related to helicopter operators. Now, to date, when you talk about 46 helicopter routes have been operationalized under the previous rounds of the schemes, which benefiting a number of hilly and particularly the northeastern states. And this round is targeting covering the launch of much larger number of routes. So a lot of things are coming up. It's in a big way, and we all enjoy every year. That is your air show, which comes up Yalanka. That's the Air Force Station. That's in Karnataka from Bangalore. When you just go that side from the city, you can go and have a look at it. The last show was 13th to 17th February. Now, from takeoff to landing, how should we explore the exciting careers in the aviation which are coming up? The importance of education, now need-based education, relevant education, futuristic education, job-oriented education, skill-based education, no theories, no theories. And that's why in education, we would require a lot of innovation. We would require a lot of sustainability for the future. We have to take it into consideration. When we talk about generally, there are lots of exams which takes place. Now, after plus two, you can join the domestic airline. After graduation, you can join international airlines. That I'm talking about cabin crews and the ground staff and others. But at the same time, when you talk about the three main aviation exams, so you say Indira Gandhi Rashtriya Udan Academy, that is IGRUA, that is entrance test is there. Then Air Force Common Admission Test, AF CAT is there. And then Aircraft Maintenance Engineering Common Entrance Exam, that also we take. Let's talk about different careers when we are talking about. Now you've got pilots, you've got air traffic controllers, you've got flight attendants, you've got aircraft mechanics, you've got aerospace engineers, aviation managers, aviation safety inspectors, airline dispatchers, aircraft dispatchers, aviation meteorologists to give you advanced information, कैसी हवा चल रही है, विंड की वेलोसिटी क्या है, आगे का मौसम क्या होने वाला है, थंडर है, कैसा है, आप टेक ऑफ करें कि ना करें, लैंडिंग कहाँ होगी, कहीं नियर बाय जाके जगह पर हो जाए. All those things you have to take into consideration. That is something very important, ladies and gentlemen. Each one of us, we must realize what exactly is going on, how to basically take care of it, how to work onto it, and what exactly the demand of the hour is, and how do we move on. That is something very important which we have to take into considerations. Let me move on. There are different kind of a pilots. You've got commercial pilots, you've got other pilots, those are supporting, not carrying passengers, they're carrying cargo, others. Some of the people join our Air Force, Army, and there you have got aircraft, you've got helicopters, you've got others. So there are airline pilots, there are commercial pilots, there are military pilots, there are helicopter pilots, private pilots, agriculture pilots, test pilots, and training pilots. You have got different areas. Then you need a lot of skills for the jobs. You should have a technical knowledge. You should have decision-making capabilities. You should have a leading capabilities, and you should have a proper emotional intelligence, because best airlines and airlines are looking forward to the people, particularly when I talk about pilots, they should be technically very sound, psychologically, and at the same time, they should have a problem solving abilities, depending on how the situation is. And when you talk about job outlooks and salary information, now, ladies and gentlemen, in between 2023, right from the June today, when I'm talking about 14th of June and till 2030, there's going to be an increase of almost 4 to 5%. As far as the pilot alone are concerned, salaries are phenomenal. When I talk about flight attendants, if you're smart, if you're talkative, if you've got good communication skills, if you're people friendly person, then you should go for, after your plus two and a graduation, for domestic airlines and international airlines. Graduation, now the technology has gone so fast, you can do online also. And I think institutions should also permit children to join, privately to take on. So basically, when I talk about cabin crew and the flight attendants, it's for the safety checks and safety demonstration, emergency responses, communication with the passengers, looking after everybody the best possible way so that the passengers are happy. Then there are airport operations. You've got a dispatch, you have got arrivals, you have to take care of so many things. The buses have to take you right up to the aircraft. And once you land, and thereafter the buses have to get you to the terminal. So there is a land side operations also. There is a airport terminal operations also. There is a airport emergency responses also. So a couple of things are there which are required. At the same time, you have got lots of retail business at the airport, shopping, shopping, shopping. People want to go around the shops and you want to pick up something over there. So you've got a lot of outlets, you've got a big shopping arcades, depending on the size of the aircraft, domestic, international, how many flights are taking off, how many are landing, what exactly is happening. So all that also gets you lots of opportunity to work with the retail units. Now, there's a lot of encouragement from our side to pursue your career as far as aviation is concerned, whether you're plus two or your diploma holder and you are graduate or whatsoever it is. But of course, certain areas are there where mathematics and physics is a must, like air traffic controller. Or if you want to go towards, let's take it, commercial pilot and others. But for cabin crew, ground staff, airport management staff, airport ground staff, and all those kind of things, there is not compulsory that you should have those science subjects. But yes, if you're an aeronautical engineer, aerospace engineer, aircraft maintenance engineer, you got to be basically from the science side. Now, the aviation industry is coming in a very big way. And when I talk about future trends in aviation, ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be a tremendous growth. Air traffic will grow because now there is a disposable income with the people. There's a growing middle class. There's improved connectivity. Everybody wants to reach in the shortest possible time to the destination wherever you want to be. Nobody has got a patience to go by passenger train, which stops at every railway station. And then by the time you reach, you're so exhausted, tired, fatigued that you don't have the energy to enjoy. So, infrastructure development, low cost careers, technology advancement, international connectivity, these are all the future trends for the air traffic growth. Now, from the MRO side, if you see the maintenance, the repair, the overall services, and then cargo services are also increasing. And there's going to be in a future sustainable aviation, no noise, no carbon emission, and fuel should be used in such a way. Now, as far as we talk about different areas where the artificial intelligence has come in a very big way in the airline industry, you have to take into consideration now AI is the part of everything. This is something very interesting I'm showing you. Have a look at it. अपना मोबाइल खोलिए. I would request you अपना मोबाइल खोलने के बाद जो मैं आपको सामने ऐप दिखा रहा हूं, इस ऐप का नाम है लाइव फ्लाइट ट्रैकर. इसको डाउनलोड कीजिए अपने मोबाइल पर. लाइव फ्लाइट ट्रैकर. वर्ल्ड ओवर आप फ्लाइट का नंबर डालिए, फ्लाइट की डिटेल डालिए. यू कैन सी वेयर इज दैट एयरक्राफ्ट, at what height it is flying, at what time it's likely to reach, what exactly is the speed of the aircraft, everything you can get it live. तो ये लोग, आप लोग जो इंटरेस्टेड हैं बेसिकली एविएशन के बारे में, I would request you, please download an app called Live Flight Tracker. Live Flight Tracker. मैंने भी डाउनलोड किया हुआ है. Any point of time, any flight world over, I can see where it is, what is the moment. That's why you see the world map. How basically I'm showing you everything right over here, how the aircrafts are moving. Can you see it yourself? How the aircrafts are moving world over. Can you see the tiny dots in the gold color? These are all aircrafts at this point of time. So you can check it out. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this all is possible. Everything is possible when you get the right education, the right skills, the right competencies, the right capabilities, and you get the right exposure. And thereby, ज्यादा मैं ये नहीं कहूंगा, वो टाइम आ रहा है जब मार्क्स की वैल्यू नहीं होगी, स्किल्स की वैल्यू होगी, किसी और चीज की वैल्यू नहीं होगी, आपकी हुनरता की, आपकी कौशलता की वैल्यू होगी। उसको हम लोगों को लेकर चलना पड़ेगा। You got to understand that pre-pandemic, our chamber had since 1994, we brought India's first, finishing school brick and mortar. That is something you got to understand before pandemic. Pandemic ने सब कुछ बदल दिया. Now there is a digital inspirational lab which we all have to think of, we have to talk about, and this you can see. जब दिल की बात करते हैं, डिजिटल इंस्पिरेशनल लैब की बातचीत करते हैं, everything we have listed out over here for you, what all you can enjoy. Now teachers, students, everybody, you need a capacity building. You need the right skills, but at the same time, your mental wellness, your physical wellness, your professional wellness, your social wellness, your economic wellness, your global wellness, that is also needed. Now, what could be the 4 C's of education? Communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity. और curiosity को तो हम जगह ही लेंगे. Now, what is the purpose? Why should I study a particular subject? मुझे क्या मिलेगा? मैं क्यों पढ़ूं? मैं क्यों करूं? Now, every child is different. And हर एक पेरेंट्स की एक ही डिजायर होती है कि हमारा बच्चा जल्दी से पढ़ाई खत्म करे, कहीं काम पर लगे, फैमिली का हाथ बटाए, हमारा साथ दे. So, you need personal outcome. That means economic outcome. सबसे पहले ये है, कल्चर भी है, सोशल भी है, सब चीजें हैं, लेकिन आप चाहते हैं किसी तरीके का रोजगार रहे, और एजुकेशन वो होनी चाहिए जो जॉयफुल हो, इंटरेस्टिंग हो, स्किल्स इम्पार्ट करने का तरीका है. एंड आई ऑलवेज कंसिडर टीचर्स आर बेसिकली what? They're actors, they're performing, they're standing on the stage, students are audience. और जो आपकी स्किल और पढ़ाई लिखाई है वो आपके पूरे दिन की दिनचर्या के साथ रेलिवेंट होनी चाहिए. आप क्या पढ़ रहे हैं, क्यों पढ़ रहे हैं, इसका क्या फायदा है, इसका क्या आउटकम है. सो वी थ्रू द डिजिटल इंस्पिरेशनल लैब वी वर्क ऑन द कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग. एंड हियर इज अ 1-minute वीडियो which I wish to show you of digital inspirational lab.
Welcome to the Inspirational Lab of ICSI Finishing School for Service Industry. The International Chamber for Service Industry, or ICSI, brought on ground India's first finishing school for the service industry in 1994. However, it has become an inspirational lab and turned completely digital post-pandemic. Here, the students link academics beyond syllabi. They journey from effective communication to connecting skills, curiosity to creativity, along with soft skills, life skills and technical skills. Health and wellness is another important component of the Inspirational Lab at ICSI. Inspirational Lab is an initiative of ICSI to develop a holistic approach in education transformation. Visit icsiindia.in.
तो आपने एंजॉय किया, मैंने भी एंजॉय किया. थोड़ा आगे चलते हैं.
Welcome to
इसके साथ ये देखिए, सबसे पहले पॉजिटिव सोचिए. जो भी कोई काम आप कर रहे हैं, जो भी कुछ कर रहे हैं, आप पॉजिटिव सोचिए, पॉजिटिव रहिए, अपने दिमाग को पॉजिटिव रखिए, क्योंकि वॉट एवर योर माइंड कैन कंसीव एंड बिलीव इट कैन अचीव. ये आपको समझना पड़ेगा. लेट्स कम टुगेदर फॉर गिविंग द राइट स्किल्स and the right technology and using right artificial intelligence in the entire aviation industry the best possible way. जो बच्चे आज पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं, कुछ भी सीख रहे हैं, कहीं भी सीख रहे हैं, एक तो बहुत इकोनॉमिकल होनी चाहिए पढ़ाई, और दूसरा पढ़ाई को लिंक होना चाहिए कि कोई भी चीज जो आप पढ़ रहे हैं उसका आउटकम क्या है. ये प्रोग्राम आपके लिए लाइव आता है ICSI India Live पर @ICSI India Live. @ICSI India Live is the YouTube channel onto which you can come and you can get the complete information. और कल रात को आपके साथ हम बातचीत करेंगे वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग हाउ द आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस इज चेंजिंग द एंटायर ट्रैवल एंड टूरिज्म इंडस्ट्री। हमने जैसा शेयर किया था आपके साथ, एक दिन टूरिज्म, एक दिन हॉस्पिटैलिटी, एक दिन एविएशन। और भूलिएगा नहीं, 18 तारीख को सैटरडे को आपका एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोग्राम है डॉक्टर एम पंत जी के साथ। तो एनीवे मिलते हैं कल 15 तारीख को। एंजॉय करेंगे टुमारो एट 8 PM आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी इन टूरिज्म। इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ आज का ये कार्यक्रम यही समाप्त करते हैं और आपसे मुलाकात करते हैं कल रात को 8 बजे पुनः। टूरिज्म, हॉस्पिटैलिटी एंड एविएशन, गोल्डन ट्रायंगल, inseparable like दिल्ली, आगरा, जयपुर। उसी तरीके से बहुत सारे और एरियाज हैं जिनके बारे में आप सोच सकते हैं। लोगों ने टूर आइटनरीज बनाकर कुछ जगहों को प्रमोट कर दिया, वो हो गए। ट्राई एंड फाइंड आउट न्यू डेस्टिनेशन, सस्टेनेबल टूरिज्म, रिस्पॉन्सिबल टूरिज्म, नेचर बेस्ड टूरिज्म, इको टूरिज्म, फ्लोरा एंड फौना टूरिज्म, रूरल टूरिज्म, फार्म टूरिज्म, एग्री टूरिज्म। मुझे कोई किताब नहीं चाहिए, ये यहाँ पर है पिछले 40 इयर्स का, एंड इट कम्स राइट फ्रॉम हियर। मिलते हैं कल रात को 8 बजे टूरिज्म के साथ। तब तक खुश रहिए, मुस्कुराते रहिए और गुनगुनाते रहिए। किचन में खाना बनाए तब भी गुनगुनाइए, और किचन से बाहर आए तब भी गुनगुनाइए। खाना खाने के टाइम में मत गुनगुनाइए, खाना खाने के बाद गुनगुनाइए। कल हम आपको इंडिया टूरिज्म सॉन्ग पूरा सुनाएंगे। भारत के द्वार हैं खुले, स्वागत में आपके, पग पग पे फूल हैं खिले, स्वागत में